wondered why so many of our best ideas, the ones designed with the absolute best intentions, so often end up blowing up in our faces? Well, today we're going to dive deep into that question and try to figure out why our good intentions sometimes paves a road to disaster.
So get this. In 1948, we gave out a Nobel Prize for the discovery of DDT, this amazing insecticide that was supposed to save millions of lives. Then, almost 50 years later, we gave out another Nobel Prize, this time for figuring out that a similar class of miracle chemicals was literally tearing a hole in the ozone layer. We celebrated the invention, and then we celebrated figuring out the catastrophe it was causing. This right here is the puzzle we're trying to solve.
And that really brings us to the core question for today. It's not just about one specific screw-up, but a whole pattern of them. What is it about us, about our way of thinking, that makes us so bad at seeing the disasters we're creating right around the corner? Let's unpack that. Okay, so to get started, we've got to wrap our heads around a really fundamental paradox of progress. It's something that's been known for more than 100 years, but, well, we keep falling into the same trap over and over again. It's called Jevons paradox, and the idea is, honestly, a total head-scratcher at first. It says that when technology makes it more efficient to use a resource, think a car with better gas mileage, we don't always end up using less of that resource. The intention is there, right? We want to save gas, but what actually happens? Yeah, you heard that right. Because it's now cheaper or easier to use, we just end up using more of it. We drive more miles because gas is cheaper per mile. We leave the energy-saving lights on longer. Our brilliant plan to save a resource actually backfires and makes us burn through it even faster. And here's the thing, this isn't just about old-school stuff like coal or gasoline anymore. Oh no, we've built this exact same efficiency trap right into the heart of our digital world. Think about it. Every app, every website is designed to be frictionless, to be seamless. The whole point is to make it incredibly easy, automatic, and efficient for you to watch that next video or read that next article. But this relentless drive for efficiency, it comes at a cost, a hidden one, to our own ability to think and choose for ourselves. These design choices, they're not accidents. Autoplay is designed to take away that moment where you decide, am I done? Infinite scroll? It's literally built to put you in a state of unconscious consumption, just swiping without really thinking. And those personalization algorithms, the ones meant to efficiently show you what you'll like, well, they end up trapping us in these little echo chambers, just feeding us more of what we already believe until we can't see anything else. Now look at this number, 700,000. What could that possibly be? It's the number of people who were part of a huge and kind of secret experiment. That's right. In 2012, Facebook, without telling anyone, tinkered with the news feeds of 700,000 users. For some, they tweaked the algorithm to show more positive posts. For others, more negative ones. And the result? They proved that they could actually make people feel happier or sadder just by controlling what they see. A platform designed for connection had become a tool for massive emotional manipulation. So why? Why do we keep getting this stuff so wrong, from how we use resources to our own psychology? Well, it turns out we might be using the wrong blueprint for understanding the world. You see, there are really two kinds of systems out there, and we're constantly confusing one for the other. On one hand, you've got complicated systems. A jumbo jet is a perfect example. It has millions of parts, for sure, but it's designed to be predictable. An expert can take it apart, find a broken piece, and fix it. But on the other hand, you've got complex systems. Think of a rainforest or the global economy. Here, you have countless individual agents, ants, trees, traders, you, all interacting with each other in ways that create completely unpredictable results. You can't understand the rainforest just by studying one tree. And this right here, this is the root of our problem. We live in a complex, adaptive world, but we try to manage it like it's a complicated machine. We expect things to be predictable when they are fundamentally unpredictable. We try to engineer out all the surprises when, in a complex system, surprise is just how it works. We're trying to treat a rainforest like it's an airplane, and it just doesn't work. So what happens when you apply that mechanical, airplane-style thinking to a complex, rainforest-style world? You don't just make a mistake, you actually create the perfect conditions for total, catastrophic failure. Let me walk you through a quick thought experiment. I want you to picture 100 ladders. And each one is just a little bit wobbly. Let's say it has a 1 in 10 chance of falling over on its own. Now, if each ladder is separate, the risk is manageable, right? One might fall over, no big deal.
The odds of all of them falling down at once is, well, it's basically zero. We're talking less likely than plucking one specific atom out of the entire universe. The system feels pretty safe.
But then, some well-intentioned person comes along with a bright idea. Hey, for efficiency and safety, let's just tie all the ladders together with ropes. That way, if one starts to wobble, the others will hold it steady. Sounds smart, right?
Wrong. You can see where this is going. By connecting everything, we've just created what's called systemic risk. We might have reduced the number of small, harmless little failures, but we've created the possibility for one single failure to cascade through the whole system and bring everything crashing down at once. That's the story of the 2008 financial crisis. It's the story of so many modern disasters.
And this is not just a theory. Look at this real-world example from firefighting. An incident commander sees a smart way to attack a fire and orders a team to move their hose. A good, locally adaptive decision. But in the chaos, a single communication is missed. Now you have one team unknowingly pushing the fire towards another team that's still inside. They're working against each other, trapping their own people. A good intention, a solid tactical idea, nearly led to a fatal disaster because in that tightly connected, complex system, one tiny breakdown had massive, tragic consequences. So, if prediction is off the table in a complex world, what are we supposed to do? The answer isn't about trying to build a perfect, fail-proof machine. It's about learning how to cultivate a resilient, adaptable ecosystem. What you're looking at here is the fundamental trade-off. You can design a system to be incredibly efficient at doing one specific thing, like an assembly line, but that makes it brittle. It can't handle surprises. Or you can design it for adaptability with more slack and redundancy, but you give up some of that peak performance. The trick is to match the design to the world it has to live in. And this leads to a really radical shift in how we think. The goal isn't to prevent failure. That's impossible. The real goal is to design systems where when failures do happen, they're small, they're manageable, and most importantly, they teach us something. They help the system learn and get stronger. So what does that actually look like? Well, it means we have to start embracing those small failures, the single ladder falling, as a chance to learn. It means building things with a bit of humility, admitting that we designers don't and can't know everything. It means allowing for messiness and different approaches, instead of putting all our faith in one super efficient plan. Ultimately, we have to accept that the only thing we can truly predict is that the future will be unpredictable. And this leaves us with one final and really difficult question, because building a truly resilient world requires trade-offs. It might mean giving up some of the convenience, some of the optimization, some of that frictionless experience we love. So as we look to the future, we have to ask ourselves, what parts of our comfortable, efficient world are we willing to sacrifice to make sure we can survive the next great, unpredictable disaster?